Someone gets diagnosed with a thyroid problem. That means they have a chronic, low-grade infection inside their thyroid. Whether science and research is aware, the doctor's aware, anybody else is aware, that's what the true underlying cause is. If someone has Hashimoto's, same thing. Hyperthyroid, same thing. Hypothyroid, same thing. Cysts, nodules, tumors, thyroid cancer, same thing. It's all related to an underlying issue, right? The true cause, a viral infection. So how does it even get to that point? Well, you have mono sometime in your life, because we're talking about Epstein-Barr and the thyroid. You have mono at some point in your life, whether you know it or not. Now, some people, they have mono, they know it. Swollen glands, swollen lymph nodes, they're really sick, really fatigued, they get the blood test, there's a viral infection, white counts all crazy, and then they get diagnosed with mononucleosis, okay? You get that person. Then you get the person who just felt a little run down, felt like they had a head cold, or it was contributed to like, hey, it must have been a cold or something, and it just passes, they move on with their life, maybe they're a little tired, and they had mononucleosis, but a really mild version of mononucleosis, but either regardless, they had it. When it comes down to Hashimoto's thyroiditis, what does that mean? Like, what is it? It's inflammation of the thyroid. Medical science research only ever knew was just inflamed thyroid, right? Well, the Epstein-Barr virus creates Hashimoto's because it gets into the thyroid and inflames the gland. So if it's an aggressive variety of Epstein-Barr, it gets into the thyroid, inflames the gland, and then the war starts, right? And that war is your immune cells are going after the virus, but it's not your body's immune cells creating the inflammation. So that's where medical research and science has always been wrong. They say, well, it's your body destroying itself. It's your body attacking itself. It's called autoimmune. That means your body's own immune system is going after a gland or organ or anything, your skin, right? An organ. But in Hashimoto's, they say, well, it's your immune cells going after your thyroid. That's what's creating that inflammation, and that's causing the problem. But it's not your immune cells. It never was. Your immune cells are there going after a virus, a bug that's sitting inside the thyroid. So let's talk about cysts and nodules a little bit. So a cyst and a nodule that occurs inside the thyroid is a virus burrowing in there and scar tissue occurring around the injury. So a wound, right? Our body's defenses try to stop a virus as it's burrowing inside the thyroid, and that means calcium can collect around the virus, creating a prison, trying to create a little prison cell for that virus to encapsulate it. So then we can get what's called like a nodule, so a calcified nodule on the thyroid, and that happens too. But a lot of times too, scar tissue can occur, which can then become a keloid, become a growth, become a cyst, all in the thyroid, around the thyroid. Then you got the nodules too, then you got tumors, so you can have tumors, cysts, nodules grow in the thyroid. But what's really happening is they're growing around the virus. That's why we can end up with the thyroid nodules, the thyroid cysts, because the Epstein-Barr virus is inside the middle of that cavity, the middle of that cyst, and that becomes a growth. Now, often what happens when people take thyroid medication, they think they're solving their thyroid problem, right? But what happens with thyroid medication doesn't fix the problem inside the thyroid, because a thyroid med isn't there to get rid of the Epstein-Barr virus. And so many years go by for a lot of different patients, for a lot of people that have been on thyroid medication for 20 years, 30 years. They think they're doing something right. They think they're being proactive to fix their thyroid. Their doctors are doing their blood work, they're checking on how much hormones in their bloodstream, and then they're adjusting their medication. They're saying, well, we can up your medication, we can lower your medication, we can balance it out to the blood work, and then you feel like, hey, I'm being proactive, I'm taking care of my thyroid. And then out of nowhere, 25 years go by, and you're at the doctor's office, and they do an ultrasound, and they do an exam on your thyroid, and the nurse says, oh my God, your thyroid looks like Swiss cheese, because the problem was never addressed. So the Epstein-Barr stayed in the thyroid, eating away in the thyroid tissue, working itself in the thyroid tissue. The blood work looked okay because all they were testing was the thyroid hormone in your blood work. So they kept on giving you the pills. You're on the thyroid medication. The years go by. The doctor never knew it was Epstein-Barr. No one's checking. No one's looking. And then as time goes on, we're in this jam where why is your thyroid not looking good now after all these years? What people don't realize is they really weren't proactive on fixing the viral issue, the underlying cause.